Welcome back. I'm glad that you're here. And today we've got Owl with us. It's so soft. If only you could just reach through the screen and pet this beautiful owl wing. This is not something that I bought. This is something actually a long story, but uh, I dried this owl wing myself in ceremony. That means creating sacred space and really blessing the life of this owl and allowing it to live a second life in a certain way through doing healing work. We do healing work together all the time. So it has its pair. So I figured we would begin doing a reading where we talk to Owl and we see what it would like to share with us. I figured we would begin by doing a little feather blessing, a little owl blessing to sink into the energy of today's reading. And it just felt right. You know, Owl has been coming to visit through many different people and different avenues for a little while. And when I was sitting thinking and feeling out what today was going to be, Owl said, "It's time." So here we are. So why don't you just sink into the energy of today, of this wherever you are in time and space, it really doesn't matter. And just connecting with the wisdom and the energy of Owl and letting these feathers just gently wash over your energy. It's a little funny to do this on the screen, but you know, you guys can feel it if you really just tune in. So just feeling the energy of the wing as it moves across your energy. Just just imagining as if they're just washing any debris that is around your ears, your eyes, your head, crown, get in the armpits. There's a reason we wash under there. It collects heavy energy all the time. So just imagining all your heavy energy lifting. Do you feel it starting to lift? I feel it starting to lift. I feel everything out there starting to lift and getting happier, getting lighter. Yeah. So just enjoy that. Okay, my friends. And thank you, Owl, for whatever wisdom you're going to bring in today. Shall we dig in? Should we see? All right. I think we're going to begin with, I love these little cards because I actually call them my owl cards, even though that is not the name of them, because they have owls on so many different ones of these. So these are the ask and know. So we will ask Owl, Owl, what wisdom do you want to share with us today? Owls being the messengers from the dark, the messengers of the darkness. They carry the light within them, like little internal flashlights. Their eyes are often golden, the light of the sun shining through their eyes. Their wings are silent. That means to listen to their message, often we have to come to a place of silence so that we can get the full picture. But then sometimes they give us very deliberate messages, hooting in the trees late at night, sending messages to each other. So let's see, what does it want to share with us? So I pulled 3 cards. Let's see what they say. Ooh, new life. New life. Just like this owl got a new life by becoming a sacred medicine item. It works its medicine even after its physical presence is long gone. Its spiritual presence is still here. And so we have new life, something brand new on the horizon. Look at that little fairy, like emerging out of her shell, just freshly cracked open. And I'm really drawn to this purple outfit that she has on. And so to me, I'm feeling like that is some energy right here starting to open. Something is starting to emerge, some idea. Perhaps you have an idea that is starting to really hatch and take form, and you're starting to see how this is going to be implemented. Let's keep looking. Oh my goodness. Blessed again with this purple, like again, that purple energy coming through of blessed. Wow. And again, this like she a little bit looks as if she's like popped out of an egg, even though this is, her long tail. I think that this was kind of more of a mermaid fairy, but it almost looks as if she is like coming out of this round shell, like a hermit crab shell, like some emerging. And again, we've got these little stars. This is definitely a divine message coming through. New life, blessed. Oh, and the number's 22. 22. And then this one, the cheetah, go the distance. Ooh, wow. Okay. I feel like people out there right now, wherever you might be, this new idea is absolutely blessed. This new idea, there's something that is starting to hatch. And so Owl is coming through saying it is absolutely blessed, this beautiful idea of yours, and to actually like start taking some action, so, like running towards it. Look at how it's like moving through to the finish line. And all of this like debris is falling off. So it's like things are becoming a lot easier. The pathway forward is becoming a lot more defined, much easier to traverse. Look at, walking across sand. I mean, you've walked across a beach probably, and or at least maybe, some loose gravel, or, like sand is not easy to run on. It it has a lot of resistance. You sink as you move through it. And so this cheetah is actually far above it. It is far above any of those peaks and valleys and the rolling sand dunes that would otherwise make running pretty difficult. It is just flying above that. It even looks as if it's like on this little hovercraft of light where it's just light speed ahead. That's what I'm hearing. Light speed ahead. That this idea is ready to go. So think about that. What idea is ready to go? Because you have Owl's blessing. Owl is coming through saying, yes, 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 yes. That is a beautiful idea. So that's so exciting. That is so exciting. Oh my goodness. If this is what's going on in your life, I want to hear what this idea is, because I am just I'm over here cheering you on just as much as Owl is. So because Owl is deeply connected to the fairy realm, as all animal totems are, they live so much more connected to Earth through their biorhythms, just the fact that they live and sleep and eat and everything outside in the elements, and that they're just intimately connected with nature and the devas of nature. So we're going to pull on a fairy to ask what message is coming through that owl would like to discuss. Oh, that I love when that happens. They just pop, pop. Oh, look at this. Guys, I'm just so excited. This is such a beautiful reading today. The joy of the future. Oh my goodness. I love that. The joy of the future. So if there's any, I started out today actually feeling very emotional. And if you can see, I have been emotionally drained this past weekend and today, and phew, just feeling just feeling all the feels. And if that is something happening for you where you have felt, you know, worry or struggle of right now, of things going on right now, this is a blessing of looking at the future with joy, with absolute joy, knowing that this pathway forward is absolutely blessed and it is a joyful future. That whatever this idea is going to bring, whatever manifests through this, is absolutely, it's fun and it's exciting and it's what you've been calling in and it's what you've been asking for. That your guides and your spirit team has been trying to give it to you all along, and you just need to allow it to come in. So just like here, I really feel drawn to continue doing this where it's like, just allow it to come in. Just allow that future to actually come on in. That it's here, it's right here. And, ah, and I love that she's holding what looks like an egg. An egg. It could be an acorn, but the more I look at it, actually, it looks like an acorn from here. Either way, it's the seed, it's a potential. But, if we start looking at the future with joy, then it doesn't matter what future arrives, it will be joyful. So planting more seeds of a joyful tomorrow and the next day, next week, next year, next 10 years. I love that that's the card that we got from the fairy realm. I don't even think that we need to read that. I feel like that really speaks for itself. The joy of the future. Mm, okay, let's see. Let's go ahead and we'll pull from the Starseed Oracle too. So what message does Owl want to let's have more from Owl, more wisdom from Owl. What would you like to share with us today? What would you like to share with us? Okay. Okay, here we go. Okay. All paths lead home. Inner authority, intuition, turn your gaze within. Look at these standing stones. I'm really drawn to this like labyrinth and going into the middle, like dancing your way towards the center. And what I'm loving about this is that it really feels like this adventure, this future, this blessing, this idea, it looks like it's a pathway forward that may take a long time. Like this unfolding, first of all, has taken a while. Perhaps you have had to live your entire life to get to this point where this idea finally makes sense and is finally achievable in some way. But take a look at the beginning of this brand new idea, this brand new life, this thing that you're trying to manifest. Like it's leading towards center. This, it's leading to that heart space, that place where you get clearer and clearer on who you are and your purpose here. And I just feel like, look at how like all this water is washing down, that it really is so clear and there's something soothing about this energy too. Or it's like effortless. Like it doesn't matter even if you stray off a little ways and um maybe you don't always do everything, like you don't always feel like you're at your best doing following through with something, but even when you stray, you're still learning and still growing. There's no way to get off the path of learning and growing, and you're always coming back towards that center place, which is remembering why you're here and who you are. This message from Owl is very, very deep, very beautiful, because the next one is star ancestors. And so this deep reunion really is a co-creation with you, your spirit team, the ancestors from the stars that continue to share with us wisdom from ages and eons ago. They they also say that Owl is not just a messenger of earthly realms, but also of star realms. That messenger carries wisdom and messages from the darkness, which could also be interpreted as the universe, and that many star beings often took the shape of owls when they came to visit. And they took that shape because sometimes if they were to present themselves in another way, it would cause fear. But when in the shape of an owl, we have a primal connection to the animal realm. And so for us, we see that as not a threat. And it's interesting too, because owls in some other cultures are actually a scary threat, a messenger harbinger of doom. And I think that's very interesting because it really all depends on your way of looking at it. That if you see the night and the darkness as a valuable, beautiful place, then wisdom of love will come through. But if you look into the darkness, if you look into the unknown with fear, then often what you will see is the reflection of that. And so owl really does represent that mirror of what is it what happens when you look into the darkness, into the unknown. What happens? And are you afraid? Are you excited? Are you a little bit of both? I definitely feel like I'm a little bit of both. Excitement, but there's also a natural instinct to be a little hesitant when venturing out into something you've never done before. And this new life card, this is all about venturing out into something you have never done before, brand new. But as we can tell, it's absolutely blessed, and act on it. That it's time to go, it's time to move, it's time to do something. And perhaps what Owl is actually coming in with is to maybe describe to you what the very next step is. And with Owl, I do feel that the listening is listening to silence, listening to that quiet. And it's the hoot of an owl. There's many different kinds of owls, and the way, because there's screech owls, there's barn owls, and all different hootings. But I'm thinking specifically of like a great horned owl, and we'll see if I can imitate it. But they do something like hoo 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 hoo. And that sound actually carries a very specific sound frequency. And they have dialogue through the trees, talking to their owl family that way. And look at this. I see this as like boop, boop, boop. This is the stars of Orion's belt. This is the place where so many stars are born. There's like the star nursery around here. I can't remember exactly where that I think it's called the Eagle Nebula, another bird, where a bunch of stars are continuously born there, but that is here in the Orion Nebula. And so it's like this is literally a place in the cosmos where new life is formed. And again, here that is coming down to earth, manifesting in your current life as perhaps a something brand new is happening. I also get the feeling that it's not that it's going to happen, that it's actually happening right now, that the unfolding might be in its it's infantile stage where it is so new you hardly know what is. It's a bit discombobulating when you're beginning something so fresh and so new. So I love this bit about the star ancestors. You guys know that I love working with ancestors and guides, and I do feel that since they are not in a physical body, they have the ability to come and go through the realms, through, I mean, who knows where they come in and go through, but that the star ancestors, they're here. They're here and they don't ever leave our side. So I want to get more information on that. Let's get more information on that because I feel like let's just keep going. All paths lead to home, star ancestors. So let's get a little bit more wisdom from you, Owl. What else would you like to share with us? I'm going to pull again from these. What else would you like to share with us, Owl? In regards to this new idea, and this communication with the star ancestors. I feel actually that the lines of communication have opened up more clearly, that, you being able to speak with your higher self, your guides, your ancestors, whoever it is, that your spirit team, that the lines of communication are open. Oh, look at that. So this is the next one, exchanging gifts. I absolutely love that. Exchanging gifts and perhaps maybe putting yourself out there a little bit and, that um offering something. Think of what is this idea, something that you've been wanting to offer out into the world? Perhaps this idea is actually, I just heard you, if you want to write a book, or if, perhaps you also have something to share on like a podcast, or even just among friends, like that this gift, this new idea that you have is ready to be shared, ready to be offered out. And with this exchanging gifts, it means it may not be given back to you in exactly the same way, because a gift is a surprise. You don't know what's in that box, but the joy of the future. You know that when you get a gift, it's going to be good. It's going to be something exciting and wonderful, especially when gifts are given to you by somebody like the star ancestors and owl. That the gift is something that is exciting and worth the wait, worth opening. And so, this beautifully blessed idea that you have, that is literally leading you in some way back home. And by home, I really do mean you remembering you. that this is an absolutely perfect time for you to begin the act of giving it, and that it will be reciprocated in some way. And with a lot of these things, it's reciprocated not just a little bit, but a lot. That you give this gift and the universe comes in with it just showers you with all kinds of love and all kinds of things just coming out of the woodwork in ways that you would never expect, because it is literally coming out of the unknown. And that is where Owl is coming from. He's coming out from the dark forest. He's coming out from the cosmic energy. It's the unknown bringing you gifts. Yay! We get gifts from Owl today. Ah, I do really feel that this is actually something that is unfolding. Again, this is the cracked egg, so this is brand new. The egg hasn't even had time to disintegrate back into the earth. That's how fresh and new this idea is. And so again, with these gifts, they're gonna start rolling in. But take a look at this is a time. This is time that not everything is going to happen instantaneously, that you have this joy for the future. That could also be the offering, you offering yourself something beautiful, your future self offering it, and releasing the joy into the future, and then knowing that that will be there meeting you at some point later down the road, continuously, if you do it often enough. Oh my goodness, I love this reading. This is really great. So because Owl um, is a creature of the air, we're going to pull a card, a wind card. And so just taking a deep breath so that we have collective wind energy moving through. There it is. So let's see. Okay, so it's Yelena, and this is a Turkish kind of wind. A wind in from Turkey, and it is the wind of guidance to pause, reflect, and accept. Yelena. Yelena. So guidance, which is exactly what we asked Owl for. We asked Owl for guidance. And so start to begin to see different ways that you asking the universe will respond, but we do need to reflect and then accept what is coming back in return. It answers your question. We just need to pause and really be still enough to actually absorb the answer. If we're just moving on to the next thing, the next thing, the next thing, the next thing, and we've asked 100 questions along the way, we don't always know how the first ones got answered, because we don't know which question was being answered in which way. And so pausing, reflecting. So I'm also hearing like journal practice, writing down these things, writing down these ideas, even just writing down the things that are keeping you from putting joy into your future. The practice of writing down your worries and burning them is a really lovely way of watching these emotions and these feelings transmute. You literally watch as your worries burn. And that is, to me, on my witchy side, it feels very good to watch the transformation happen. So, and I'm very tactile. I really like to have ways in which you do sacred practice, do magic in ways that you can touch, you can feel, because I feel like that helps my animal body get online with like, hey, this is what's happening now. We're putting joy into the future and we're burning the worries away. And then my inner child, my inner animal are settled and they can begin to get on board with the plan. So uh yeah, I think I love doing this. I love, love, love doing this. And so I'm just thinking if there's any other. I'm feeling pretty complete. I think we're just gonna ask Owl just one last word. One last word. And so for this, I'm gonna add in my teeny tiny little sovereign deck. I love this deck just because it's so easy to shuffle and it's so cute. So we'll just ask Owl, our dear friend Owl. Oh, out popped knowledge. And I'm hearing that you know more than you think you know. Quit doubting yourself. You know. There's something you know. And perhaps you've said that you maybe don't know enough, but you do. You know enough to get started on this. No more excuses. You know enough to begin, even if it's just a tiny baby step. An owl is offering you even extra knowledge, perhaps, that will help continue the rest of the way. I mean, look at all of these different stepping stones here. So, we're going to need plenty of knowledge going deeper, but it's the octave. It's the chapter of the textbook. You can't skip all the way to the very, very end. It might not make any sense. So just asking Owl for the knowledge that will carry you to the very next step, and that you already have knowledge to begin. It says, seek understanding, look beyond your assumptions, know that your answer already exists. And so if there's something that you're doubting, the answer's already there. But then we're being advised to pause, reflect, and then accept the answer that comes our way. That can be the trickiest part, because sometimes the answer is not exactly what we want to hear, but there's usually a silver lining in that. And that's sometimes the answer is actually spot on and exactly what you want. So, wow. Oh, Owl really came through with some beautiful guidance for us, some beautiful wisdom. I love how the star ancestors came in. Should we pull one more for the star ancestors and see what they have to tell us? So Owl, who is what is the word? Ambassador of the star ancestors. Oh, here we go. I know what. We're just gonna keep reading. I fooled you, tricked you. You thought I was done, but there's more. It's because I love doing this and I want to keep going. Okay. Oh, okay. So the star ancestors coming through. This one, Zeta. And this one is learning to nurture. Learning to nurture that part of you. Wow. That when we look out into the unknown and we get kind of scared about like, oh my goodness, I don't know the way forward. Learning to nurture. Yeah, and I see this is like, here's this grown up and here's this child, and bring like, so with the last reading we had Isis that came through, and she was talking about this is a time when we're pulling all of our parts back home to us. And that we're also doing this collectively with people all around us, starting to pull in the people that are soul tribes and learning to nurture ourself, our community, learning to nurture these parts of ourselves back to wellness and fullness. Because I heard at first wholeness, but then it was fullness. Yeah, back to absolute health and vitality. Yeah, learning to nurture ourselves. And that, the star ancestors, they are our ancestors, if you think about that. We are here learning these things right now because of the way everything has unfolded in the past. Or so our linear brain is telling us. But that they are reaching back through time to nurture us now and to, really show us the way forward to like joy of the future, the way forward with joy. I think that's really beautiful. So one other thing is that Owl absolutely loves to come through with dream guidance, uh, and a practice that you can try out, and I'm seeing this with the little seed or the egg, is to plant a dream seed. And with the dream seed, asking your question, asking your star ancestors, your owl. I feel like everybody has an owl. But asking your owl, um, and be clear with what you're asking, and just ask it one time, let it go, and then wait for that answer to come to you, perhaps in a dream. It doesn't always actually come through in a dream. It could be synchronicities that happen later. But if you do receive a dream, write that down and really start to get, put those clues together for what it's telling you, because that dream is going to be very important. So, all right. I think that's that. I really love reading for you. And if you're ever interested in having your own personal readings, I do personal readings. And that's a time and a place when we can go deeper into what you actually want to know about whatever your situation is, and we can go quite deep into that. So, yeah, the links are down below as I usually have them. And yeah, I guess I will see you in the next reading. I've got so many, I've started writing down all these different big ideas. So those will be slowly rolling out. So I guess I will see you next time. Bye, everybody.